the performance of Gunner Stockton was also told to me directly. Boy, Gunner did some good things. Didn't need to see much more of him after that. Came out, demonstrated his total control of the Georgia offense, led a couple of scoring drives, got off to a quick start, and then he was done after that. The Georgia passing attack on Saturday seemed to be in rhythm. That was a key takeaway. Now, let me shift to this here just for a moment, because with Gunner seemingly all but named, clearly the Georgia starting quarterback, that is still going to come with a degree of scrutiny with it to it, because that is what always is going to be true for quarterback. Gunner is less noteworthy, for instance, than Arch Manning is at Texas, or Georgia's history at quarterback isn't quite as robust in recent years as Alabama has been. So therefore, there's going to be more skepticism around Stockton than there will be for a guy like Ty Simpson in Alabama, even though they have a similar level of experience. Just given what Alabama has typically had at quarterback, that kind of creates some skepticism around Stockton. And what you end up with is a lot of questions of, are we sure Gunner Stockton is really the kind of quarterback who ought to be leading a program like Georgia? And none of this is necessarily Gunner's fault. We think in 6 quarters of postseason play a year ago, Gunner did his job. He certainly led Georgia on a miraculous comeback against Texas in the SEC championship. You can't do much better than that. So Gunner's not to blame for this. This is just sort of the hot take industrial complex that exists around the college football media sphere, that there's going to be these sort of concern trolling type questions of, Gunner Stockton, really the Georgia quarterback? Is this really the decision that Kirby Smart is going to make? And we all have to acknowledge that whether you're in the sort of skeptical camp or the camp that believes in Gunner, that this is sort of an example of Kirby Smart sort of picking his guy and staying sort of committed to sort of doing things his way. A little bit different, if we're just being candid, a little bit different than some other programs might be at the quarterback position. A little bit of a different kind of decision than maybe other programs would have made. And yet, once again, we're kind of reminded of, when it comes to this sort of thing, this sort of particular way in which Kirby Smart goes about his business at Georgia as Georgia coach, this sort of thing has very much worked out for Georgia before.